Hello, hi, welcome and thank you for being here today. I hope you're having a beautiful day or night. We're gonna dive on in, get a little clarity, see what's going on overall with the energy, the movement of energy, the situation at hand. Whatever would be helpful for you to know about. This reading's timeless, so whenever it finds you, it's the right time. See what resonates and leave what doesn't. And always trust and follow the divine inner guidance in you, and try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. We're going to start with the Modern Love Tarot and then just flow from there. Let's begin. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ, consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What is the overall energy? The overall energy right now that would be helpful for you to know about, please and thank you. Overall vibe. The overall vibe is bringing those scales back into balance, possibly seeing eye to eye, getting an outside perspective in a situation to figure something out. It's justice. So you could be connecting to a Libra energy. I do feel like there are two people who are not seeing eye to eye, and there's somebody else who is a neutral perspective that can help bring a situation back into balance. Sometimes this does have to do with the justice system. Maybe some of you have jury duty, or you're that friend or that person in someone's life where you are kind of neutral. I feel like that would be somebody friends with both parties. You know, if two parties, two individuals are kind of having an argument, just not hearing the other person's perspective or not bending on what they want or how they see something, then sometimes it takes a totally outside perspective that helps, I'm getting like soften something. Because I mean, these two people are sitting next to each other on the couch. There is a connection between them. I don't feel like they want to sit on the other side of the room from each other. They do want to resolve a situation, but there's something that wasn't working out or unresolved or not discussed. You definitely have to really look at the truth of a situation when justice comes through. It's something has to adjust, or it's always going to kind of feel imbalanced. I always feel like before justice comes, it is kind of uncomfortable. I always feel like sometimes it's also not addressing the big old pink elephant in the room. And once something is just addressed, discussed, laid out on the table, then you can resolve a situation. And if a situation is unresolvable, that's where that outside perspective comes into play. And then once a decision is made, everything feels better, because it feels like before that, no one gets off the couch. No one knows which direction is the right direction to go until something is kind of final. I always feel like justice is a kind of final situation. And once that, result comes into play, it just feels better to know. So for some of you, I mean, it could be justice of the peace. This could be somebody getting married. Or signing some documents, if those documents or paperwork had anything to do with starting a business or signing some kind of contract. Or, this could even be two people sitting down on the couch, and that's their new landlord. And the new landlord was like, look, at no parties after midnight. You're not allowed to bring a dog. And you have to take out your trash on Mondays, whatever it is. And once they know the rules, now they know how to go about, living in that building or whatever it is. This could also be people with wise counsel, but it's not really giving me Hierophant energy. It's more like Maybe somebody even talking to a lawyer, somebody who knows more about a certain situation that somebody else doesn't have the knowledge on. It could be somebody, even in school. This could be a, somebody learning something too. This could be like private instruction on something that's really helpful or useful. I also see that somebody could be even buying something. It would be a big purchase thing, you know, like maybe these people want to buy a car and that's the car salesman. Maybe they want to buy a house and that's the real estate agent. Let's see, let's clarify. Why is justice coming through first? I feel like there is going to be growth because there's a plant in the back. I feel like maybe for some of you, this could be discussing an inheritance, because in the back, it almost looks like there's a piece of jewelry. Oh no, it's a plant. It's actually a bamboo. So there's a lucky energy after this decision is made. But at first, when I looked at that, it did look like a necklace. So maybe some of you have a necklace that was given to you through an inheritance or something like that, or some kind of family heirloom is what I'm getting. Because even with that statue in the back, it kind of looks like it's so important it's kept in a glass case. So maybe something that's more of an antique that's really valuable. Maybe it's even a division of assets or something like that, if this is a separation or divorce. That's a lot out of that one card. I looked at that at exactly 7 minutes. Maybe 7-11, 11-7. 7 is the destiny path. It's like the chariot. What else? Please and thank you. Well, that's a good place to go to. You have the 9 of Pentacles. Once a decision is made, somebody gains their independence. Somebody feels like they have more freedom in their own space, feeling good on their own. This is the energy of the self-made man or woman. This is somebody who, upright, usually has a lot of beautiful things in their life. They're in this beautiful garden, beautiful space, beautiful home, but they did something to acquire that by all the energy and work they put into their job or their career or their project or whatever. Or even if this is somebody who did, I'm kind of getting a fixer-upper and, you know, has this beautiful garden outside or made some adjustments in a home. This is somebody who often does it on their own. I kind of feel like that's the person that would get the instruction from someone and rather do it on their own, so that it has their own personal touch. Unless there is something like, let's say electricity or plumbing, and they just can't do that part, they'll hire the right person to do it for them. With the 9 of Pentacles, it's a 9, so it does mean that there's almost an ending. There's something that is almost complete, but it's something that's almost complete with an issue that has to do with everyday reality, resources, where your energy is placed. So people, places, things, your environment. There's a hawk here. There's something about freedom from being watched. I don't know why I got that with this, because generally that bird is on this person's arm or shoulder, not sitting in the back. So maybe that's part of this decision. If somebody felt uncomfortable, like being overly watched, that is being released. Or there's some kind of could care less energy about this, because this person's like, okay, you know what, you watch me big, watch me rise, watch me accomplish something, watch me do it. I said I was going to do it, and you might only see the final result and not all the work that led up to it, but whether you saw the process or you see the result, you're going to see me shine regardless. That person looks so powerful. They're also leading by their heart. Their heart is open. They're also smiling and in the sunshine, and there is this beautiful pink. Oh, that's cool, because I switched all my pink flowers today. Wonder if you can see it. show you the lights. There's something about the cherry blossoms. So maybe you have cherry blossoms around you, or this decision, this big change, or I just heard chance happens around springtime or wherever you are in the world when you see those pink flowers. And maybe if you don't have pink flowers like that, maybe it's just bringing some pink flowers into your house, and that can kind of push this change to happen a little faster. I don't know, pink flowers are important somehow. There's also something with your path being solid and being illuminated because you have this lantern here. I just feel like this is somebody who's starting to feel really good on their own path in their independence. Sometimes it is somebody who does something alone so much they have to remember they have enough to share, or there's a way to connect with others. But it is somebody who doesn't feel alone in their company. They actually enjoy their alone time. I kind of feel like this is somebody who connects to nature, likes to go on walks, likes to just think about something, you know, in their own energy, listening to the birds, feeling the sun on their skin. I feel like if it started to rain, this person would still have that like open position, like, oh, I love it, it rains. So feels so good on my skin. I worked so hard today. This moment to myself is just so incredible. And we will take a look this way, because if this is upside down, it's kind of a weird energy. I kind of see the one upside down as somebody who doesn't appreciate what they have, or they don't appreciate how hard somebody else worked for all that they, you know, all that they are blessed with. It's somebody who is a little more entitled, and we're just going to leave that there, because it's somebody who has the best of everything around them and wants more, wants it all to be on someone else for them to have it. And it's like they never say thank you, or they never even reach out to see what it would be like for somebody else to not be in that situation before they judge them for not having the best sneakers when they didn't even work for those sneakers. So we're just going to take a look at that upside down. I don't get that energy here. I feel like this is somebody who wants to feel good on their own, who wants to have their own business, who wants to have their own project, who wants to put energy into their surroundings to make them uniquely beautiful to, you know, who they are, how they want to paint the walls. I feel like this is somebody who is respected. So let's see, clarify 9 of Pentacles and 11, maybe 9-11, that is a powerful number, or 11-9. One more message. And then we will, I kind of want to do the mystery deck, and then maybe we'll go back and dive a little deeper into these energies. What else? You got the Star. It's like your dream come true. So maybe part of somebody's wish, besides independence and really loving where you put your work and energy into every day, is into a win-win, or seeing somebody else succeed, really owning your own success. But this is you and someone else grounded on the earth at night with the wind blowing. You're both pointing at the stars under the same big sky, discussing the constellations, and, you know, if there's life out there on that planet that they can see far away. I don't know why I want to say Sirius and the Pleiades might be important or under discussion. I feel like these two people are talking about their dreams together, which is kind of interesting. Usually the star is alone. It looks like whatever this wish is does involve somebody else. You're pointing at the same place. you're looking in the same direction. This is usually healing. It's an Aquarius energy. So Aquarius is one that would come up with either a business or an idea that is very different from the norms of society. They see something in a totally different way. So maybe this is somebody who's open-minded like you. This is somebody that comes into your future that you feel so blessed, like it was your destiny to meet this person. Usually it's healing that comes after the Tower. It's dreams that feel like they are coming true huge because it's the star. It's shining like a star. It's being the star of your personal you movie. Maybe you got a co-star here. I hope she's not loud. And even if it's here, the star for me is something still going to come back into balance. Something is going to work out. I really feel in your favor here. But I don't feel like there's a loser either. I feel like somehow everyone feels comfortable with this rebalancing adjustment of energy. Adjustment in dreams, adjustment in direction, adjustment in how your dreams unfold differently depending on how you grow throughout the different cycles of your life, or who is with you or not with you in those cycles. Upside down, the star is just a little bit farther away than you want, but it's still around the bend and on the horizon. It's still coming. The star is destiny. The star is where, everything is aligning in your favor. Sometimes the star is a divine timing thing, which isn't always on your schedule, but it's having that inner knowing that it's going to happen. But it's being in that vibration, energy, belief, mindset that somehow God and the universe will provide you with what is best and meant for you. If something is in your destiny, even if it gets sidetracked or on hold or on pause or out of balance, it's still in your destiny. It's still written in the stars for something that you are supposed to accomplish or experience or go through. I'm getting that this is even a soul contract between you and someone else that's going to come together eventually, somehow, some way. And if it's free will that gets something off the path or has somebody blocked instead of open-armed, then that's when the big stars align and something happens. Usually that Tower energy before the star to really rock someone's world and take something away or adjust something so hugely that now it has to happen. If you weren't like going with the flow of what was handed to you in your destiny and kind of resisting that, eventually if it's in your destiny, you can resist all you want. But when, God is helping you out here with a gift, it's going to eventually come through. Something's going to happen pretty big to get you there. So whether that's a gentle progress or a, rough situation, a rough road that you had to ride before that, it always feels so much better when you see why you had to go through something. Also, I feel like some of you might do something with, I want to say, masonry work. Like I kind of see this stone path behind that girl, and I feel like she built it. Which does take me to jewelry. I did see that necklace, even though it's a plant. But maybe a gardener as well. But there's something with landscaping. Like when I think of how to, I'm gonna get a little darky with you, but like those two things I know how to do. Like I know how to build a walkway with stone. That was one thing that my father taught me. And then I know how to make jewelry. So the reason it made sense, it's just a bigger scale of how you set a stone. So for instance, if you're setting a stone, let's say you're gonna make a flower ring and you have all these cabochons and they're cut the same size, from the top, their outer dimensions. But sometimes a stone is thicker or thinner depending on the stone. So if you have everything from this way looks the same, but then you look at the side and one's really fat and one's kind of thin, you have to level up something underneath, usually by some metal, to, from the outside, make everything even. I hope that made sense. I'm giving you like a weird jewelry lesson here. So that, you know, when you have it around the bezel, it all looks like they're the same size, even though one might be really thin. So when you make a walkway, it's almost the opposite. So if you have a stone that's flat on the top, but the underneath part you don't see is like this, you got to dig a little hole here so that that part of the rock fits in. So from the surface, it all looks flat, but that does not mean it's the same underneath the surface. Maybe there's something about that. Maybe that there is more going on under the surface of a situation than you may see from that smooth outer perspective. And it took a lot of work to get something back into balance and even on top. That was an interesting little comparison. I kind of like that. So let's continue. Let's go to the mystery deck and just get a couple of messages and see what comes through. Let's get a couple of mystery messages. Well, maybe that's part of your wish come true. I love when this card comes through. So maybe, I mean, if you have this independent energy here and you got a hot romance coming on in the future you're thinking about now, that would probably be an interdependent partnership, which is pretty strong. It's not codependency. So let's see. What else? What else? Well, here we are. Where are you? Here we are. So thank you for being here today. I hope some of this reading so far resonates with you. Sometimes also, it's doing the best with the day that you have, the energy that you're going with, the situation you're in. And I hear, don't get too stressed out on what is to come. Here you are. So do the best with what you have. But it's also you and somebody else. I mean, it's you and me right now, but there's going to be a time where you are actually with someone else. So how do you make the best of that situation? And if that is you in a situation and it doesn't feel like it's balanced ever, you have to be the one to have that self-introspection and awareness to maybe take you towards a hot romance or do something independently or really take one step to try to get closer to that star. You know, that wish that you were thinking about. And being open for God and the universe to possibly bring it through even better than you imagined. Wow. If right now you're getting a big old spiritual download or somebody else is, that's definitely guidance to follow. That's an epiphany energy. That's definitely insight that's coming from God, from your spirit guides, from your angels. Synchronistic energy to take you down the right road, get you back in the right direction, lead you around any obstacles or imbalanced energy. And it's worth listening to. But I feel like with a spiritual download, it's like, whoo, what was that? It's a lot. Sometimes with that spiritual download energy, it does take a little bit to process, because I feel like that's not just like, it's either a really big idea or it's like a lot all at once that really changes how you are seeing everything. So, interesting. Let's see. Well, maybe the spiritual download isn't the most usual situation for somebody else. I feel like for you, it's pretty normal because you're here watching this, but it is possible that somebody is getting more and more guidance that they are starting to listen to, and that's not their norm, but it's becoming their usual. This could also be a certain hot romance coming into play, or you feel like your dream is so different and so unusual. How could you ever accomplish it? If you are dreaming it, it is most definitely because you are the one that's supposed to have it. That's why you are gifted the guidance for it to become your reality, and therefore brings a lot of balance and harmony into your life. It's also where even if people and resources that come in your life don't really feel like the usual, they come out of nowhere, I feel like there's people coming in your life that feel like a blessing, because that has to do with your twinkling vibration here. Yeah. If you were going to give up on your dream, give it another go. But see it with that spiritual perspective this time. Utilize what you know about the earthly plane and reality land, but see if you can combine heaven and earth a little bit more. See if you can create that bridge, as above, so below, and see how that changes how everything is balanced in your life. That was really weird that my little Zen music just kind of stopped there. So maybe there's something with silence. 17. Isn't that a the white-winged dove singing, hey, hey, hey. I think I just heard, I don't know if that's Fleetwood Mac, Edge of 17. Let's get one more. Well, what did I say? You're the star in your show? Look at that. Spotlight's on you right now. Maybe you're being watched. Maybe nobody's paying attention. But what's in focus there is you heading towards that gigantic portal of possibilities. It is definitely going into the unknown territory. You can't quite see what's there in that outer space, but it does look like it's destined for you. Also, pay attention to your thoughts. What is the spotlight of your mind showing you? And if you're getting spiritual downloads, it might not be all about your thoughts. There's something with, I'm getting like a healthy ego. Your ego is necessary here. You know, that's you, you know, even giving yourself self-love. But don't let your ego get in the way or overplay something on like desire. Have it combine with that spiritual insight and energy. So it's bigger than that. It's brighter than that. It's broader than that. It's more brilliant. Should we get one more? Yeah, one more. One more, please and thank you. Well, yeah, I would say so. Time to lose the training wheels. You don't need them. You haven't needed them for a very long time. You can do it. You didn't even realize you were on that road without those training wheels, but you had to believe that you could do it. If you think you always need these training wheels, then you're never going to take them off and see that you didn't need them the whole time. But I also feel like for some of you, it might not be you. Maybe somebody is learning to lose their training wheels. Have this growth. See how much farther they can get without something that they were leaning on a little too much or using as a crutch. So, that being said, let's put this aside. Oh, I can't fit it. Yeah, I can. I'll put that there. And what do I want to pull? I feel like I need to go big with that star energy. Like universe big, if I have it. Do I have it? Well, I do have some angel numbers. And I have the universe. So yeah, let's do it. what is an angel number on losing the training wheels, spiritual download? So unusual. The spotlight, the star. Give it another try with new eyes, with a different perspective. Side note, hot romance. Maybe that's where you are. When you are there, I would say definitely be in that. And 9 of Pentacles. Justice. So out of these energies, the most prominent is Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Aquarius, and Libra. So it's a lot of earthy, airy energy, and maybe some fiery too. So what is an angel number? Please and thank you. You have 2, 21, 21. Wow. 21, 21, 12, 12. You have something mirroring. That whole thing altogether is a gigantic palindrome. So there's something about an energy mirroring you. You're mirroring somebody else. Maybe the new cycle you're going towards is almost exactly an opposite situation from your last cycle. Energetic, balance. And the other one is decisions and choices. So balance, harmony, progress, alignment, dreams. And I told you, I feel something is working out in your favor. You are favored by God here. And I do feel like that has to do with, no matter how rough situations were that you went through, it has something to do with your big, beautiful, open, loving heart. There's also that opening of the throat. So there is something about living and speaking your truth. Even though you may be striving for a meaningful progress, things are moving in the right direction. This number signifies that everything is aligning in your favor. Things are moving in the right direction and your dreams are soon to be realized. How can you stay balanced while pursuing your goals? Wow, that's all of these cards. What small steps will keep you aligned with your dreams? Small steps, wherever you are right now on that path. Reflect on where you feel out of balance, which would be that upside down. And make adjustments to restore harmony. Trust the universe is supporting you. Embrace the journey and move forward with faith in your dreams. 12-12. Decision, stability, caution, focus, future priorities, and clarity. The universe advises you to act with caution. It is important not to pursue all of your ideas at once. Where did it say that here you are? Maybe your dreams are huge, but maybe it's just that next step or that thought that you are currently having or that idea that you have to pursue one thing at a time, bird by bird, as my mom says. And don't be overwhelmed by all changes that might come as your dreams progress, because that can get overwhelming and get you in that deer in headlights, don't even know what to do now kind of energy. Make a choice and then focus on the option that will provide more stability for your future. What choices do I need to make now, and which option will offer the most stability and long-term benefit? Where do you envision yourself in the future? And if it is not currently where you are, and you're always feeling wobbly and unbalanced, like that tower is always ready to fall, or that tower is always falling, but you keep rebuilding the same old way so it falls down again, or in a not so solid foundation, then how do you take one step towards a different direction? Take time to evaluate your options carefully. List the potential benefits and risks of each choice and choose the one that aligns best with your long-term goals and provides the most stability. Wherever you are here with this wish, you are so comfortable and so grounded on earth with another person. Maybe that's not somebody you know now, but coming into the future. And you are both pointing at that same star. You're both creating something in your future together. Or discussing something where you have the right support for each to go in your own path towards your own destiny, in your own spotlight, you know, on your own, in that like individual kind of energy. And yet I feel like you got your biggest fan close by. Universe, let's go bigger. What is one universe message? Please and thank you. One universe message. That was so quick. Don't be afraid to say I love you or thank you to those who deserve to hear it. Don't be scared of embarrassing yourself or appearing soppy. You will never regret. I love this message so much. And I guess this hits home with me because one of the things that I have experienced in my life is to lose a lot of people that I loved very much. Oh, here I go. So at the end of this reading, I'm getting all soppy with you, and we're not guaranteed time. And even though life feels like it takes forever sometimes, and like it's never moving, it is over, but in a blink of an eye. And sometimes it takes one blink of an eye and somebody's gone. So if there's anybody you care about, tell them that you love them. If there's anyone you enjoy spending time with, do it. If there's a dream that you want to pursue, start it. Because here we are. And no matter how beautiful life is one day or how shitty it is another, it's still all such a gift. And for your soul to be here, tapping into whatever you signed up for as your destiny or what you wanted to learn as a soul, you are so freaking phenomenally strong and important and special to be down here where it's pretty rough doing it. And you are supported and you are not alone and you are loved. And I love you. I didn't even read this card. Oh my gosh. Say I love you or in a message of appreciation. You will only ever regret not saying it. Oh. Well, that was unexpected. So with this, I bid you adieu. I love you so much. Thank you for blessing my life and for being here on this journey together. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.